soul. From groundbreaking tech to dreams hold. Innovate and elevate, time to thrive.
Welcome back to the Innovate and Elevate, the FSD Podcast. This is episode 1, season 2. We've made it to season 2. My name is Pablo Díaz, the Innovation and Instructional Support Director. And also with me, the co-host to this is...
Hello, everyone. It's good to be back. I'm Amber Muños, Public Information Officer here at the Fullerton School District. And Pablo, I can't believe we're in episode 1 of season 2. I think when we started this podcast last school year, we started with, just kind of low threshold of, expectations. We really just wanted to use it as another platform and medium to share our stories here in the Fullerton School District and really highlight our people. So it's exciting that we've gotten several episodes in that first season, and now here we are in season 2 to just really continue to showcase to folks what happens here in public ed and what makes Fullerton School District such a special place and such a leader in public education locally, statewide, and nationally.
Yeah, I had a really good time with all of the guests that we curated a list and had a fun time learning about them. In fact, some of the people that we visited with last year, we kicked it off with our superintendent, Dr. Robert Pletka, also known as Dr. Bob affectionately here in the district. Do we have some news on him, Amber?
Pablo, it's the news that you don't really want to share again. You don't want to think about it after it's been told. No,
But it's out there.
Yes, it's out there. It's live. So Dr. Bob recently announced that he's going to be going off into the sunset in the land of retirement. We are so excited for him. What a hard-earned place to be for him. He's had such an illustrious career. We're going to miss him immensely. But he's left Fullerton School District in a really good spot. That guy is just the definition of innovation.
No, absolutely. He's left a legacy here, and we just hope to carry on that and support his legacy. And then we'll obviously bring on new leadership here, and that's just as exciting as well. But congratulations to Dr. Pletka. May you just, I think you actually have a nonprofit called Kids Fish On, so just go fish on, Dr. Bob. Fish on. We also had Mike McAdam, who has the longest title, and I think actually just recently added to his title. I think he's something to do with transportation, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Pablo. The list goes on for Mike, but what also goes on is just his ability to connect people and resources and to just be a great resource for us here with all things purchasing, transportation. And I know that whole area of his is also evolving with new support opportunities and things like that. So I just know that he remains such a charismatic force in our district and just somebody who can really champion the people and rally the folks towards our awesome cause, which is supporting our students and staff district-wide.
Absolutely. And then there's one of our STEM leaders, Esther Kim, who's currently working on a doctorate. And so I think she's got another year left, and that'll be Dr. Kim to you and I.
Yes. Esther, gosh, she was one of a guest that was really stayed in my mind from last season just because of her absolute enthusiasm and passion for the work that she does and for bringing the best to kids when it comes to all things STEM. She doesn't ever stop because she knows that it's what kids deserve is just access and tools to really be able to realize their dreams in those STEM fields and to also just see themselves in STEM roles that maybe they otherwise wouldn't have seen themselves in.
Yeah, and definitely one of my favorite colleagues to bounce ideas off of. Definitely she used to work in our department, so got to know her then. But we've got to work together collaboratively through departments. She's in Ed Services, so always a great thought partner and somebody to bounce ideas and generate ideas from. Then there's Jeremy Davis, was our second to last guest in season 1. Our fearless leader, our assistant superintendent of innovation and instructional support.
Absolutely. Jeremy is a leader that truly cares from a 360 perspective about people, about digital wellness, about digital literacy. He is somebody who I think is so perfect in his role as our assistant soup of innovation and instructional support, because he has just a great eye and heart for being able to see the tech tools that are needed that are coming up, and how to make sure that we have the safety rails necessary to ensure our students are using technology to create and not to overly consume.
No, absolutely. Great leader. Glad to have him as our leader in our department, and just cares an awful lot about the things that we do here in the district, especially in our department. And last but definitely not least, our fearless art director, Mr. Phil Ling, who I also had the pleasure of working with here in our department. I don't know if that's how we curated the list, just people we were comfortable with, but also kind of just knew a little bit of their story and knew that they would be a definite interest to folks and learn a little bit more about the person behind the job that they do.
I think that makes so much sense, and I agree. I think with this maiden voyage for season 1, just pulling from our core group of folks that we know have really interesting stories and are doing a lot behind the scenes to bring the incredible programs and opportunities that we give to our students here. So Phil, captain of kindness, that's what I think of when I think of Phil. He is so endlessly kind, so creative, and just so caring about bringing really robust arts programs and leading his team to just be those really warm, openly creative. I mean, you want to be creative when you're around them, because they just make you so comfortable and feel so safe to, draw, or maybe try your hand at acting, performing arts, all of those things. It was really neat to hear more about his story and then the work that he and our arts team are doing.
Well, Phil's going to want to replay that part over and over and over again. I
Love
know.
you, Phil.
Yeah. No, and he has a great team with all the people. You said kind words about Phil, but everybody on his team, they're just as kind. And maybe that just rubs off on them, but I'm pretty sure they were kind before this, but very, very genuine people over there in the art department. So,
yes.
No, and they had a name. Now, he wants to be called FSD Arts Team, I believe.
Yes.
And not to be confused, and in a good way, because we do have have had support in the Fullerton School District for years and years and years with the arts.
Yes. For All the Kids Foundation.
That's
yes.
right. So you can see where you can get a little confused, especially Pablo Díaz getting confused with that. But yes, I think they just wanted a little bit of definition, right, to who they are and what they do within the district.
Definitely. I think that's just such a testament that we have an in-house dedicated team that's focusing on the fine arts, the digital media arts, the performing arts in our district, and that's just naming a few. And then we've got partners like the All the Arts for All the Kids Foundation, who are offering those supplemental courses outside of the classroom, and then who we're pulling from artists to serve our kids. So I think it's a great collaboration, and I'd be hard-pressed to find another district that's offering as many arts opportunities for creative expression as we are. So I'm grateful that we do that here.
No doubt. And so this has basically been a overview of last year or last season. And let's do a little prelude into some of just a few of the topics that we might be talking about in the coming year.
Yeah, definitely. So sort of where we were, where we're at, and where we're going. I'm excited to welcome guests from our district that are working on really cool projects. Every school year, it feels like we're just building upon amazing ideas to make even more amazing ideas. So Pablo, I know we've got the FSD Tiny Home project that was started. It was one of your brainchildren, which was awesome. And it's now in its 3rd school year of existence. And tell us a little bit more about what we can expect that's being built on. No pun intended there.
Yeah, I like it. Pun intended. The Construction Academy is an offshoot of the Tiny Home, where we've now offered, with the great leadership and tutelage of our teacher over there, Muños, who has been part of the Tiny Home Project from the start. And we started Construction Trade Academy, which essentially is going to support 2 periods of construction, or wood shop 2 in this case, for all of our students who have signed up. And believe it or not, and students have to choose, and this is, we just had a kickoff. I'm going to kind of be rambling a little bit, kind of back and forth. I'm just looking back at what we talked about there, and students will actually had to choose whether they wanted to do 2 periods of wood shop or not do it at all and necessarily have, let's say, a Spanish class or an art class or a graphic design class. So essentially they're choosing to be working with their hands out there because they enjoy it. And I've met this group. I've interviewed a few of them, and maybe we can push some of those into our podcast here at some point in time. But these are just wonderful kids, eloquent, articulate. I was just super glad to talk to them. And I've been around the students over the past 3 years, and I don't know, they were just a great group. They say hi and bye, how you doing? I was just not used to that at middle school. I taught middle school for 13 years.
Yes.
And, so maybe they're just getting smarter.
No.
I'm not sure, but or just more polite. Maybe Phil's out there.
Yeah, I think he's gotta be somewhere involved in that.
Yeah. But I am rambling a little bit, but the Construction Academy is a great thing. We kicked it off this year. We provided a new space for them, an outdoor classroom space where we have 2 C-bins, or if you don't know what a C-bin, it's just basically one of those big, like 30, 40-foot trailers, or containers, excuse me. And so one is housing all of the materials, and the other one houses really all of their classroom tools and some of the materials such as saws, tape measures, the whole 9. And he does have like an outdoor rolling blackboard out there. It's pretty awesome how Mr. Vidalis has kind of adapted his indoor and outdoor classes. So it's still a work in progress. We're looking to get some shade out there for them, but we expanded the space by about 1/3 or maybe even more than that, but somewhere in there. But it's a really nice space. Kids enjoy being out there, and they're just all super engaged in working with their hands.
I have to agree with you on this cohort that's kicking off this Construction Trade Academy. We recently hosted the, air quotes, groundbreaking, and that was just sort of a ceremonial way of, starting this new Construction Academy, where attendees got a chance to hear more about the FSD Tiny Home Project journey and how it's evolved into this incredible career technical pathway for students in junior high. They're starting, it's pretty remarkable. I know that through this Construction Academy as well, we're partnering with some folks in the trades to be able to bring guest speakers in to help co-create curriculum that is really going to give our students the information and the knowledge and the practice that they could go and get jobs in the construction field while they're in high school, like legit, that they know these skills and everything. So, and to your point, these students are not only passionate about this work, but they're also charismatic too, which is just such a winning combo. And I'm excited to see where this is going to head. Yeah,
I may be getting a little ahead of myself, but I think in terms of the folks that'll be joining us maybe once a week, maybe even twice a week, will be North Orange County ROP, which is going to be supporting our Construction Academy. So we'll have some tradespeople out there really working with the kids. They'll be learning how to drywall, do electrical, do plumbing. So it's going to be really exciting. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm almost sensing, with as much time as we spent on this topic, we're going to have Mr. Vidalis in for sure, and we can deep dive into this because there are other things that I can think of right now that are a part of this project that are so exciting. So look forward to that, listeners. And just a couple of other things that we're excited to bring folks in to talk about. We've got, if you follow us on our social media, we're Fullerton_SD on Instagram and Fullerton School District on Facebook. You may have been seeing a lot of ribbon cutting ceremonies for recess structures, playgrounds. We had a big ribbon cutting ceremony recently for our new Arts and Recreation Center at Nicholas Junior High, and one soon to follow at Parks Junior High. So we're so grateful to our Fullerton taxpayers for passing Measure N, which has made all of this possible. So we look forward to bringing in the folks that are working on those bond projects to help walk us through how these projects were chosen, the impact that they're making, and so much more.
No, absolutely. It's great to see FSD kind of just evolve and change a little bit, especially with every school deserves, and when I say every school, I say every school in the world, I guess, deserves to have a top-notch area and to both learn from, but also to build community within a school. So the ARC is a perfect example of that, starting out at Nicholas. Now, not every school is going to get a gym. I know we're working on one at Parks Junior High as well. So it's currently up and being built. And we're getting close on the actual finish of the ARC at Nicholas Junior High. But nonetheless, these are going to be wonderful spaces, and I think change kids' lives in a good way, just providing them opportunities, right? They had an outdoor kind of amphitheater, I guess you would call it, but this definitely levels up the playing field for them, and it's going to support everything that they're doing there at Nicholas and their initiatives.
I couldn't agree more. And then, so we've got all these great projects happening and some other returning opportunities. We were talking about the arts being alive and well in our school district. And so for the second year in a row, we are going to be hosting our FSD K-pop Battle of the Bands. That's right. K-pop is really having a moment right now, and it's just really taken off. And what we saw in the competition last year was, one, a lot of interest out of the gate for something that we had never hosted before. So we, had a lot of our junior high students, because this is for our junior high students across our district, audition, and that was melted down into 50, and then that was turned into the top 25. So 5 members from each junior high formed, a K-pop band and got to just have this performing arts and culturally immersive experience. And I can't wait to see what new elements will be built on, and just seeing students connect with something that's so relevant to them and builds their confidence, their teamwork, and just makes these lifelong memories is just really, really neat.
Yeah, again, providing opportunities for our students in FSD. We're never shorthanded in ideas, and I feel like we try to do the best we can with what we have, and we do a lot. And yeah, watching the finals of the K-pop Battle of the Bands, that was amazing and awesome and just fun to watch.
Absolutely. And then, one last thing that I know is really big that has our mind and attention right now is just artificial intelligence and how to implement it efficiently, safely, and to educate our teachers on best practices that then they can share with their students. So Pablo, I know that's something in your wheelhouse. Do you want to just give our listeners a little preview?
Yeah, we're definitely in an AI journey just like every other district is, and monthly we go down to the Orange County Department of Ed to just meet with other districts and talk about AI and where they are in their journey. But we started about a year ago where we intentionally worked with all of our staff, the teachers in our district, and provided a professional development day for them, really to kick the tires, make sure we understand where we're headed with AI. AI is not here to replace the teacher, just enhance education and make sure that we provide the opportunities for students to learn. I wouldn't say at a faster pace, but maybe at a deeper understanding of whatever curriculum, activities, lessons that are being provided by our experts, the teachers in the classroom. So that happened a year ago. We were mainly focused on Canva and Adobe products, and we'll continue to do that. But we're looking at onboarding a couple AI solutions this year that we'll pay for and start to at least pilot. And we'll see where that goes and get some data behind that to see what our roadmap is for the future of AI in our district.
Definitely. And I'm grateful that we're kind of tackling this topic head on. And at the end of the day, we still need humans. And that's thankfully still the case. And I think the beauty of AI, and when it's used, effectively, is that it allows for people to have time to build connections and relationships and just offers more streamlined approach to things like that. So I think that we're going to thankfully trying to lead the way in that, and I'm just excited to see what we have coming ahead. So
yeah, no, and one thing I did want to mention is that I think along the way that it's important to make sure that kids are safe using AI and that teachers understand the do's and don'ts in terms of data privacy and making sure that we're not using AI in a way that it could affect our children in a negative way. So we're definitely there, and people are understanding, but we're definitely always very supportive of keeping our students safe first and foremost at every level.
Absolutely. It's a brave new world out there.
It is.
And then it just came to mind, though, because I'm talking to you, and we just became the first school district west of Texas to have all of our schools, exactly, all 20 of our schools concurrently receive Apple Distinguished School recognition. Can you just speak a little bit about that?
So it was amazing. It was actually Jeremy's, our assistant superintendent of our department, idea, like, hey, our schools have been doing great things for years. We probably could have done this many, many moons ago, but only 2 of our schools in our district, Valencia Park Elementary and Robert C. Fissler, have been, which is a K-8, have been Apple Distinguished Schools for years. And we're just, why not the rest of them? So, yeah, I'm like, you're right. Why not the rest of them?
Right.
So let's go ahead and see what that process looks like. And so we talked to our Apple representative, and we worked through it and said, yes, we can do this. So we went through the process. I spoke and organized with every school and their leadership, their principals, and we got it done. And they all applied. They all got accepted. And just recently, I think September 16th, we were able to brag that we are now an Apple Distinguished School District. We don't know if there's an official Apple Distinguished School District tag,
sure,
but we are doing it.
Yeah.
Meaning you can't deny us. We are we're a district. Every school in our district's Apple Distinguished. So by virtue of that, we are an Apple Distinguished School District.
Yes, our Fullerton School District
Yes.
term for it, for sure. But
Yeah.
I just think it's remarkable. I think it's also a testament, again, to our thoughtful and responsible use of technology, to use it to bring more educational opportunities and to support our teachers and students, just in a really intentional way. And now being a part of this cohort of Apple Distinguished Schools, we just join a global network of people who are doing things right with technology.
And I think it's just that, because some people have asked, well, why do you need the distinction, but it builds a sense of community that you've done something. It's almost like the Olympics, or I'm recently watching some of the world track and field events. What if they just ran and didn't get a medal or anything? Like, that would be like, wah, wah.
Right. Right.
I mean, you want to strive for something, and it was just a bar, and we've reached that bar now. So what's next? What's next in our district and the Apple products that we do use for student learning? What's next? And it allows us to, and you already mentioned it, allows us opportunities that maybe we didn't have before, and networks that we didn't have before that will make us better.
Couldn't have said it better, Pablo.
All right, so that is a wrap for Season 2, Episode 1.
Yep.
And we had a good time, and I think that's going to do it, because I have no outro right this moment. But Season 2 is, I think Amber is going to get us out of here.
Season 2, we're here to stay, and we look forward to building on all of these stories that we've already mentioned and more.
See ya.
Innovate, elevate, break the ledge. Innovate and elevate.